Now Sheena and her colleagues jointly plan a teaching sequence that they hope will bring about the desired learning. They decide what pedagogies they think will be helpful in achieving the outcomes and make plans to try them out in practice.
Okay, so if we're thinking about the outcome of the week, we actually want them to be able to use clauses in different positions, and we want them to be able to accurately punctuate those clauses to make complex sentences which make sense and which actually add something to their writing, don't we?
Yeah.
So sort of thinking back to our sequence of lessons, we probably want to start off by
the basics, finding out if they know what a clause is.
Exactly, what a simple sentence is.
And we need to give them access to a lot of texts which contain what we want to see at the end of their writing.
Yeah.
So give them the chance to identify them.
Yeah, a lot of looking at clauses, clauses in different positions.
Yeah, and seeing which ones are effective and why they're effective.
And moving on to actually manipulating clauses around a sentence, so giving them a set of sentences and clauses and actually physically moving them from one place to another.
That would be really good for them to actually see, so that once they've done their manipulating by themselves, actually having them standing up and moving around as sort of like a whole class activity.
Yeah.
Putting in punctuation and moving the punctuation.
Right, so somebody would actually be a comma and a full stop and they would move themselves around. Yeah.
That would work quite
And I
well.
think that would keep the children engaged quite nicely. And particularly if they've got sentences to manipulate on the tables as well as trying to order the children that are in the human sentence. I think that will really keep them motivated.
Yeah.
Finally, they decide how they will conduct the actual study lesson and allocate themselves roles within the process.
If there are two people in observing, I can be doing a guided write with one group and a child can be observed. How do they respond to my questioning? How much impact does it have on the actual work they produce? But also somebody could be observing a child who's doing a different activity in a different group at the same time. So it would give me an opportunity to look at the scaffolding that I'm giving to other children who are not in the teacher-led group. It would be really useful for me.
It'd be interesting as well to see which of the activities that we put into the lesson study that the children respond to most, and whether the three different children and their different abilities end up responding to different parts of the lesson in different ways. You know, whether somebody who needs more scaffolding responds better to the guided write, or whether they prefer to work independently. So it would be nice to see how those different learning styles are met, really.